I hate going to family reunions because I'm the only one without a partner and nobody can let 5 minutes pass. This year, I almost didn't go. I sat in my car outside Aunt Patricia's house for 11 full minutes. I counted them. The engine was still running. My hands were on the wheel. The house was glowing warm from the inside. I could see shadows moving behind the curtain, hear the muffled laughter through the glass, and I genuinely considered just driving home. My name is Joel. I'm 29. I'm single. And apparently, that is the most fascinating thing about me to every person in my bloodline. I went inside. The first 5 minutes were fine. Hugs. You look good, Joel. Joel, you got taller. I did not get taller. I am the same height I was at 17. My cousin Danny immediately pulled me into a headlock like we were 12. My grandmother, Nana Rose, cupped my face in her soft hands and told me I had kind eyes. That part was actually nice. Then Aunt Patricia found me near the potato salad. Joel, still on your own? She said it loud. Not cruel, just loud, the way people say things when they genuinely don't realize they're holding a grenade. She had her hand on my arm and her head tilted like I was a slightly puzzling piece of furniture. Still on my own, I said. You know Donna's daughter just got engaged. You remember Donna's daughter? Little Becca? She was so awkward in middle school, but now she's great for Becca, I said. My Uncle Pete caught me 40 minutes later at the drink table. He's the kind of man who calls everything the game. Life is a game. Dating is a game. He slapped me on the shoulder and said, "You still playing the field, bud?" And I said, "Yes, Pete, I am playing the entire field with a full stadium and a marching band because apparently I don't know how to do anything else." He laughed. He thought that was great. My cousin Natalie, who I actually like, found me hiding near the back fence around hour 2. She had a paper plate of food and a look on her face that said she understood completely. "How many times?" she asked. 11, I said. Someone asked me 11 times about my love life. Aunt Patricia twice. She handed me half her brownie without a word. That was love. That was actual love. Here's the thing nobody in that house seemed to understand. I'm not sad. I'm genuinely actually not sad about being single. I wake up on Sundays and I read and I make good coffee and I watch whatever I want and I go on runs and I have friends and I have a life that fits me like a good coat. I'm not waiting to start living. I'm already living. But they look at me like I'm a puzzle with a missing piece, like my life is a sentence that hasn't found its period yet. And after the 8th or 9th comment, you start to hear it differently. You start to wonder if they know something you don't. You start to feel the missing piece even though you walked in the door not feeling it at all. That's the real damage. Not the questions, the echo. I stayed until the sun went down because Nana Rose asked me to, and I will always stay for Nana Rose. We sat on the porch together near the end of the night and she held my hand and we watched the fireflies and she didn't ask me a single thing about my relationship status. She just said, "You seem peaceful, Joel. I'm glad." And I almost cried right there on the porch because that was the first time all day anyone had just seen me, not the empty spot beside me. Me. I drove home with the windows down, the night air came in warm and I turned the music up, and by the time I hit the highway, I felt like myself again. I'll go back next year. I always do. But maybe I'll sit in the car for 12 minutes this time. I've earned it. And my Uncle Pete